Hello everyone, welcome to Photoplay's YouTube channel and welcome to Tuesdays with Tina. We'll have a fun video to share with you today. Today we're doing a process video. We're using the Photoplay Papers Just For You pre-designed card kit. This is a 12 by 12 kit that creates 8 pre-designed cards. Pretty fabulous cards too. There's a little bit of everything in here. You have get wells, just because, birthdays, thank yous. Kits like this are super fun to create with, but they're also super fun to travel with too, because Photoplay basically does all the work for you. On the reverse side of your cover sheet is the instruction guide. It tells you how to create all 8 cards. There's measurements here. There's a supply list, everything that you need to create the cards. It's basic supplies, which is nice. And then also a couple notes here regarding the cards. But everything is here. What I like to do as far as the instructions are concerned is if you look at card number 1, you'll see that You're Amazing is right next to it. I like to use the pictures on the front as a guide too. So if you look for around here and look for a greeting that says You're Amazing, this is the card that you're going to be creating. So that's really helpful also. We're going to go over everything that's in the kit along with all the supplies that you're going to need, and then we're going to jump and get started. Okay, in the kit, you get a sticker sheet. This is a 12 by 12 sticker sheet. You're not going to use all of them. You'll have some leftovers, which is nice. And in fact, I do want to mention next week I'll be creating 2 bonus cards with the card kit leftovers. So whatever's left over from the kit that we don't use, we're going to create some extra cards next week with that. Okay, Photoplay does sell the card kit stickers separately. So if you are wanting to double your card kit, you can do that. This is sheet number 1. Photoplay has 2 of these in the kit. Okay, there's sheet 1, sheet 2, and sheet 3. So you get 6 sheets of pattern paper. If you don't want to double up on your kit and buy an extra sticker sheet, no worries. You can use the pattern paper on the back because it's pretty fabulous. This is sheet 1, this is sheet 2, and this is sheet 3. And you get 2 of each. But you can see each of these are sectioned off. And it makes it really easy to create the cards with the Just For You card kit. Okay, so you get the sticker sheet, 6 sheets of the 12 by 12s, and then you also get 8 card bases. These are pre-scored. They're about an 80-pound weight, but all you have to do is fold them in half, maybe use a bone folder to reinforce that score line, and you have 8 card bases ready to go. The supplies that we need for this kit, let me put this to the side and I'll share with you what you need. Okay, it says to pull out some peach twine. It could be baker's twine or any kind of twine, and white twine. If you don't have peach, you can always just use white. Just color coordinate with your pattern paper. Okay, so you need some twine. You'll also need some foam. I'm using some foam tape and then some dimensional foam squares. You're going to need some adhesives. Tape runner, glue works wonderful for that. You're also going to need, not necessarily, but if it'll make things easier, if you have 2 dies, break those out, okay? But not necessarily. You can use your scissors to cut around the circles. You'll also need a hole punch. There's a tag in there. And then you'll also need a corner rounder. You'll need, it says you'll need a ruler. This is optional, I think. Rulers just help create straight lines when you're cutting your pattern paper. You'll also need a paper trimmer. I have a 12-inch wide paper trimmer that makes it really handy for adding those papers. Let me show you. When you have at least a 12-inch paper trimmer, when trimming these sheets of pattern paper, makes it really easy. So I suggest a 12-inch paper. If you don't have it, just use your scissors to trim these down, and you can straighten them up with your guillotine trimmer if you want. Okay, so you need a trimmer, and then lastly, you're going to need some powder. Powder to take away the tackiness of the stickers. It just makes it easier when you mail. And then that's it. I'm actually going to bring in a couple more things just to embellish my card. I'm bringing in some glitter, and I'm also going to bring in some liquid pearls to embellish my cards for today, but that's it. Other than that, we are good to go. That's all the supplies that we're going to need. Let's jump in with our first card. Our first card, we're going to be making the You're Amazing card, okay? We're going to be using some stickers from our sticker sheet. We're going to be using these 3 butterflies. Okay, I'm going to take these out. I'll put some foam adhesive behind them, and then we'll remove the tackiness just to make it a little bit quicker for today's video. Also, we're going to bring in sheet number 1. All the sheets are labeled down here on the bottom. Okay, we're going to need this panel here, and we're also going to need this yellow, this peachy corally color, and then this orange You're Amazing piece. So we're going to cut out this one, this one, this one, and this one in sheet number 1. After I have everything trimmed out, this is a card front panel. What we're going to do is use some glue, and we're going to adhere this to the front of our card base. I'm using glue today, but you could very well use your tape runner. Any kind of adhesive would work. This will fit the card front beautifully. Now we're going to add these squares. I'm just using the picture as a guide, and I did add some foam tape behind each one of these squares. We'll go ahead and tack these down. For my butterflies, I put foam tape behind the center because I like to fluff up the wings. This is where your powder comes in handy. When you take your stickers off, add some powder behind your stickers after you have some foam tape behind it, and it just makes it so it's not sticky no more. This way, let me show you. I'm going to remove the release paper here, and we're going to tack this down. I'm going to go at an angle right here. Now, if you were to mail it and you didn't remove the tackiness, the sticker would stick like this, which there's nothing wrong with it. It's just not very free-flowing. So removing the tackiness, you can add a little bit of dimension. Now, if you wanted to, you could go one step further and put foam tape behind the wings. Just double up on it so it stays nice and fluffy. I'm going to finish this card with a little bit of sparkle. I'm bringing in my diamond stickles, and I'm going to go over the bodies of the butterfly. Now, these are stickers, so it does take a little bit of time to dry on that smooth surface. Okay, and then with my liquid pearls, we're going to add some extra dimension here. I'm going to add some dots in different sizes. We'll just add a few. We'll let those dry. I'm going to tap it just so those dots flatten a little bit. And that will finish card number 1 from our Just For You card kit. For card number 2, we're going to be creating this Celebrate card. Okay, so from our sticker sheet, we are going to use the birdie that's holding the balloon here. We're also going to use the greeting that says Celebrate. But I do want to mention, in your sticker sheet, Photoplay Paper gives you options. For example, we have a card that says thank you so much for your kindness. But you don't have to use this one. If you prefer you are so incredibly thoughtful, or I appreciate you so much, you could use these instead. Okay? We have an extra option. Instead of using Celebrate for this next card, you could also use Happy Birthday. So we're going to use the Celebrate for this card, the bird. And also, I'm going to take the extra balloon here, and we're going to do layering with it. So I'll take these 3 stickers, and then we're going to use sheet 1 for this card. For this card, we're going to use this circle. This is where your 3 1/4 inch circle die will come in. If you don't have a circle die, what you can do is just cut it out with your scissors. We're also going to use this green panel here. We're going to trim this out along with these 2 banners. These are fishtailed at the end, so we're just going to create 2 banners with this. So the pattern paper is the circle, these 2 banners, and then we have this plain piece of green cardstock. We're going to take our green cardstock. I'm going to add some glue behind here, and this is going to go on our card front. This is going to leave a little bit of a white border, kind of framing. I'm going to add a little glue to the red one. I'm going to tack down my striped one. I'm going to raise it. Instructions don't say that you have to raise it, but I like to do this. Okay, we're going to overlap them. Just going to make sure that they're straight, and I'm using the grid lines on my mat to help me. Okay, so once these are adhered, I'm going to go ahead and trim away that piece that I raised. And then I'll take my circle and I'm going to add my circle. Now we're going to take this panel and adhere it right down the middle of our card. And again, you were using our picture as a guide. Place this down right in the center. Okay, we're going to take our bird, and I did pop this bird up with some foam tape also. I'm just going to remove the release paper. I'm going to do an extra layer with that extra sticker. We'll just layer it for a little even more dimension. And then we have our celebrate greeting. We're going to tuck our greeting right under our bird's arm. So a little bit of this is overhanging on this side. Wonderful. Now I do like sparkle for birthday cards, so I'm bringing in my glitter once more. And I'm going to add a little bit of sparkle to the party hat. For this card, I'm bringing in a black marker. I'm using a fine tip Sharpie, and we're going to do a little bit of stitching around this circle. Okay, and that will finish off card number 2. Now the pen is optional. You don't have to use it, along with the glitter. That's optional too. I'm also going to bring in my liquid pearls, and we're going to add a little bit of confetti to the background. There we go. Do a little tap dance, and that will finish card number 2. For our next card, card number 3, we're going to create this card with the chickens on here. It says just chicken in with you. So cute. So the stickers that we're going to need are, of course, the greeting. This says just chicken in with you, but they're optional. You can pick any one of these you'd like for this card. And then we're going to need both of these cute little chickens. Our pattern papers, we're going to need sheet number 1. We're going to need this red piece, this brown plaid, and then also this very light blue from sheet number 1. From sheet number 2, we're going to need this polka dot sheet. Card number 3 is going to be a landscape card. So we're going to take this panel, and I'm going to add glue behind it, and we're going to tack this down to the front of our card base. This is going to cover it completely. We have these pieces of pattern paper. What we're going to do is take the red one, kind of place it a little bit wonky. I'm going to add glue just to one side, and then I'll put it in this bottom corner, and I'm going to tilt it just a little bit. Next, I'll take this pattern paper. I'm going to add some glue behind here, and we're going to go ahead and add this. This one we're going to keep straight, so we have a little playful look. I'm going to flip this panel over and put some foam tape behind here, and we're going to adhere it to the front of our card base. Now we're going to add our greeting, and again, you can customize, so you can pick any of the 3 greetings that Photoplay has. I'm going to place this on the front of my card. This is kind of going to be a landing area for our pretty chickens. I'm going to go ahead and remove the release paper and add those. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take my liquid pearls, and I'm going to add some flower centers for a little extra dimension. And that will finish card number 3. Our next card, we're going to create this one. This says You're a Peach. Okay, for the stickers we're going to be using is You're a Peach. We're of course going to be using both the peaches here. And then we have both of these scalloped edges that are green. We have a lighter green and a darker green. We're going to use both of these also. For this card, we need some pattern paper, and we need sheet number 1. We're going to use this piece here. Okay, this is going to be one piece, so you don't need to cut out this, just entire piece. Kind of looks like a framed in yellow cardstock. You'll need that from sheet 1, and then from sheet 2 you're also going to need this piece here. Okay, this has small polka dot, rainbow polka dot pattern. You're going to need to cut this out from sheet number 2. Okay, for this card you're going to need the peach twine that you have. If you don't have peach, any kind of color twine, white, anything that would coordinate with these colors would work great. We're going to start by adhering this panel directly to our card base. This is a little bit smaller, so it's going to leave us a border on it. We'll just tack this down. Now, once we have this adhered, we're going to add our twine. We're going to wrap our twine around here 3 times, and then we're going to tie a bow a little bit more towards the center. This is what the back looks like. Before I tie the bow, I'm going to adhere it to the center of my card. I'm going to go ahead and trim the tails of my twine. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and add our dark green scallop edge. I did put foam tape behind it, so I'm just going to remove the release paper. This is going to go over here on this bottom corner, and it's going to overlap just a little bit over here. See how it's overlapping? Next we'll take our light green scallop, and we'll go ahead and add this. We'll tack this down. Next we'll add our peach. Just remove the release paper. I did put foam tape behind it. These are going to be going, we're going to overlap these slightly on that twine. Wonderful. I'm going to take our greeting, and I pop this up with foam tape, and you'll notice I just put foam tape on the top side. This way we can adhere it right below that scallop. And then the right edge will be on the right edge of that polka dot paper here. We're going to add some liquid pearls to this card too, in different sizes. And that is my You're a Peach card, card number 4. Our next card is this one here. It's called Floral Envelope. We're going to be creating this. This doesn't have a greeting, but we have lots of greetings left over. If you wanted to add one, you could, or you could leave it blank for every day. The stickers that we're going to be using is this beautiful floral envelope, along with the 2 yellow flowers, this peachy color flower, and then this flower that has the 2 different colors in it. Okay, so this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one for this card. The pattern papers that we're going to be needing is this panel here from sheet number 2. And then we'll also need this white panel from sheet number 2. And sheet number 3, we don't need this. We need sheet number 2 white panel, okay? But from sheet number 2, we are going to need this yellow piece of pattern paper. Okay, it has like little yellow polka dots on it. So 3 pieces of pattern paper, the floral, the white, and the yellow polka dot. This pattern paper fills the entire card front, so let's go ahead and adhere this. We're going to layer both of these rectangles together, with the yellow being the forefront. We're basically just framing this. I'm going to take this panel, add glue behind it, and this is going to go to the center of our card. Okay, we have our floral envelope. I went ahead and put foam tape behind it. We're going to place this a little wonky, like so. And then we have these extra florals. This floral matches this one perfectly. So this is going to give us some extra dimension. I love doing this on cards. You can see the dimension that it adds. It's like your florals are popping out. The same with this smaller yellow floral. And this orange one too. Lovely. Okay, we're going to take our last one. This one kind of fell out the envelope. We're going to put this in the bottom corner. And now we're going to add a little bit of sparkle. Wonderful. And again, if you want to add an extra greeting that we have in our sticker sheet to this one, you very well could. That completes our floral envelope card. Our next card is card number 6, and it's the Hey Hello card. We're going to be creating this fun card. We're also going to need the twine that's recommended for this card. For the stickers, we're going to need a few stickers here. We have all the speech bubbles or thought bubbles. We're going to use all of these. So we're going to pop each one of these up with some foam tape and remove the tackiness. We're also going to need a scalloped border, which is this one here. Okay, that's where we're going to add our twine. The cardstock that we're going to need are from sheet number 2. We're going to need this pale blue piece. Cut this out. We're also going to need a piece from card kit sheet number 3. We need the one that has all the hearts on it. So 2 pieces of pattern paper for this card. The hearts from sheet 3 and the pale blue from sheet number 2. This pale blue panel is going to cover our card front entirely. So we're going to have a pale blue card front. Let's go ahead and tack this down. Wonderful. And then we have our heart pattern paper. We're going to layer this right on top. It's going to leave us about a 1/4 inch all around. After we have this adhered, we have our white twine. We're going to wrap it around our scalloped edge. Now I did put foam tape on this one also. I do this because I like to have my twine to stick. Okay, I wrapped it around twice and then left the left and right long. And then this is the part that we'll tie a bow with. So we're just going to go ahead and tack this down at the very top. I like to tack it down first and then tie a bow. This way it's grounded and it's easier for me. We're going to tie a bow off to the left here. I'm going to go ahead and trim the tails of that twine. And so now we have a little texture to our card. Using our cover sheet as a guide, we're going to go ahead and place all of our thought bubbles. This is the fun part. We'll start with the hay. This looks like it goes just below the bow. Now I'm not going to press down really good because I want to play around, make sure that my placement's where I want them to be. We'll add the yo. I'm going to finish it off with our last heart here, and I think the placement on here is pretty good. So I'm just going to press down really good, and then all that's left is to add a little sparkle. And I'm going to go over some of the hearts in the background. There's some light gray ones. I'm just going to add a little glitz to each one of those. Little fun sparkle, and it'll add a little dimension to that also. That is card number 6, my Hey Hello card. Card number 7 is a Get Well card. It's this one here with the teacup. The stickers that we're going to be needing are, of course, the teacup. You know what's nice is there's layerable elements. You have the little tea tag here. You also have the lemon that we're going to need. For this card, we're going to need Get Well Soon, but it's customizable, so you can pick any one you want. If you want to make a Thinking of You card, you could, or You're My Cup of Tea, which is really cute. You can also use that. We're going to need this little bracket here, the floral bracket, and then we're also going to need a scalloped edge with the stripes on it right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stickers for this card. And well, 6 with the Get Well. The pattern papers that we're going to be needing are this dome shape. So you'll be fussy cutting this one out from sheet number 2. From sheet number 3, we're going to need this plaid paper here, along with this white piece of cardstock. Let's start by adhering our pattern paper to the front of our card. Next, we're going to take this piece of white cardstock, and using our corner rounder, we're going to round the corners. We're going to take this, and I'm going to place it in the center of our card. And I'm actually going to round the corners of my card base too. It doesn't say to do this in the directions, but you can customize your cards any way you want. If you want to do all four corners, you could. Okay, I'm going to take our dome shape. We're going to add glue behind here. This is going to go right in the center. I'm going to take my scallop piece. I did put foam tape behind it, and this is going to go tucked underneath that white cardstock. We're just going to do a little tucking. Since we popped it up, we have a little extra room to tuck. I put foam tape behind my Get Well Soon, and this is going to be a nice landing area for our teacup. We'll put this in the center. making sure it's straight here. And then we have this little bracket. Since we popped our greeting up, I popped this one up also. And then we're going to tuck this right underneath our greeting that says "Get Well Soon." And then we have a layer of a lemon that we can add right over our existing lemon. And then also our tea tag, we can add right over our existing tea tag. And it just adds so much dimension. I just love that. Okay, we are going to finish this card off with a little bit of liquid pearls. And then I'm also going to add a little glitter to the lemon. Add some sparkle to that tea tag too. And that's our Get Well Soon card, card number 7. Final card today in the Just For You card kit is the Thank You So Much card. It's card number 8. It's this one here with the pretty butterfly. The stickers that we're going to be needing are, of course, a butterfly. And you can pick whatever butterfly you like, but I'm going to follow the directions. We're going to take this one. Okay, we're also going to need a greeting. Thank you so much for your kindness. This is a greeting set that you can switch out to customize however you want. Okay, we're also going to need this little polka dot banner here. So 3 stickers, the butterfly, the banner, and the greeting. From card kit sheet number 2, we're going to need to bring in our 2.5-inch circle die. And again, if you don't have a circle die or a punch, you can always just fussy cut this out. We're also going to need this tag. So we'll need to cut out this circle and this tag from card kit sheet number 2. And then from sheet number 3, we're going to need some pattern papers. We have the 1/2 sheet here. You don't need to cut it in half. You just need to cut the whole panel. This will cover the entire card front. So cut this one out here. And then we're also going to need this yellow piece here. So this one and this one. Once we have our card front, we're going to take this, and before we adhere it to the front here, I'm going to bring in my black marker, and I'm going to do a little bit of stitching along the edge here. I also did some faux stitching around the circle too. Let's go ahead and adhere this to the front of our card base. Now we're going to take our tag. This is where our hole punch comes in. Now I'm going to go one step further and put an eyelet in this tag. So now I have an eyelet in here. Just adds a little extra texture to our card. I'm going to take my white twine and thread it through my tag here. Okay, and then I'm going to take my circle. I'm actually going to add glue just to one side, and I'm going to tape it down to the tag so half of it's hanging over. I like adding bows to my tags, but of course this is optional. You don't have to add a tag. You can just add the twine. You don't have to tie a bow with it. Okay, let's take our butterfly. We're going to add this to our circle. I put foam tape down the middle once more, and I'm going to fluff these wings up. Let's go ahead and tack this down. Now we're going to add our greeting. I put foam tape behind here. We're going to stretch this across our tag, our circle, just making it straight here. And then we have our little banner, I'm going to remove the release paper off of this, and we're going to tack this down. Okay, I just added glitter to this butterfly body, and then I'm going to go over some of the gray polka dots on my tag to add a little sparkle here too. Wonderful. And that will finish off card number 8. Thanks so much. Now before we go, we're going to go over all the cards that we created with the Just For You card kit from Photoplay Paper. So here is a look at all the cards that we made with the kit. So much fun. Okay, 8 cards, and again, if you want to pick up an extra sticker sheet, you can double it up because you get 3 extra pieces of those 12 by 12 sheets. in the card kit, okay? So much fun, a little variety of everything, and I love that. Now what we have left, now I want to share with you what we have left over. This is our sticker sheet and everything that's left over. We have the greetings, of course, so we have extra greetings. We have a happy birthday greeting. We have beautiful florals and a butterfly. We have some balloons. So we're gonna make 2 cards with the leftovers here. Now the pattern papers from our first 3 card kit sheets is here. This is everything we have left over. It doesn't look like much, but you'd be amazed what you could create with the leftovers. So I will see you next week for 2 bonus projects using the leftovers from the Just For You card kit from Photoplay Paper. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a fabulous day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.